Good morning and good afternoon to everybody. Just a quick audio check. If you cannot hear, you can just type in the questions panel and let us know. We're doing a sound check here as well. And if you are using your headphones or just the voice over IP on your computer, if you have any kind of feedback or it doesn't sound good to you, you also have the option to dial in. So there's a dial-in number down there as well. So we do welcome you. I'm here today with Amy Johnson. And we are really happy today to relaunch our webinar series. And we're starting off today with a quarterly product update. Now, we have so much that is new we can't wait to share with you. We've been working hard the past few months, readying and releasing both the new product and many updates on the existing TicketForce platform. Whichever solution you're writing on, we're confident that you'll find new tools to help you streamline your work, sell more tickets, or just make the buying experience even better for your clients. Now, our efforts this year have been focused on not only getting the new system up and running, but in making sure that everything, all the components, are running perfectly. We simply won't make the mistake that some companies do in releasing things on a wide scale that are just not ready for prime time. So this year, we've put the system out in multiple venues, including rodeos, state fair, casino, film festival, a college, and more. And I just want to give a shout out to those partners who worked with us on early releases and helped us fine-tune our processes and the product. And while all that's been going on, Amy and our team have continued to press on with upgrades to the existing product so that it continues to serve everyone well as it has for the past almost 15 years now. Now, also new here, please take a minute and go to our brand new website at TicketForce.com. If you click on About Us, or I think it's Meet Us. If you click on Meet Us, you'll get a fun glimpse of our team. You may have also noticed our new signatures with our photos, which are all part of doing whatever we can to stay connected to you in a more personal way. And finally, we're moving into our new office digs next month. And that's the end of a long journey and the beginning of our growth as a company, better equipped to serve you. Which brings me to TF Live. That's our virtual conference, which is right around the corner. It's the week of November 13 to 17. And during that week, you'll get a more in-depth product update, a marketing panel, a live tour of the new space, and I'm truly excited to announce that you'll be addressed in our closing keynote on Friday by my good friend and the CEO of Intick, Maureen Anderson. Maureen is a do-not-miss session. She's one of the greats in ticketing. She's a fantastic speaker, and she's fun to listen to. So if you haven't already, please register today. Everybody on your team should register so that they can listen in and attend sessions as they have time. We have prizes for attending, and remember, you can always listen later on your own time if you can't dial in live. So here we are. Amy Johnson is here to do a walkthrough of some of our favorite things on both systems. So hopefully you've got your coffee, your soda, some lunch, and are relaxed and ready for the tour. So here's Amy. She's going to start off with current system updates. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
Hello.
How's my sound?
I can hear you.
All right, great. Let me get the new screen up for you here. All right, so as Lynn mentioned, I'm going to go through a couple of updates and enhancements that we have for your current product. The first one, and I'm sure a couple of you may already have this on here, but it's going to be a one-page checkout. And again, a main advantage of this is quicker, simpler, faster checkouts for your online patrons. It puts all of the payment pages that were previous about 4 or 5 pages, it consolidates it all onto one page. So once I get some tickets into my cart and I have everything, I'm ready to go and I'm ready to check out, I log in, and then all of everything I need for my payments, themes are there. If you have the roundup donation, it's there. It's all going to be on that last checkout page. So I'm going to bring it up here. The first, you're going to see the delivery method here. So I have all of them available. They're just going to click which one they want, enter in their payment information. And then again, if there was anything else such as themes, a roundup donation, those would all be in that final step here. If you don't have anything at all they have to do is agree to the terms of use and place the order. With your ticketing site being responsive as well, it's just going to automatically adjust for the screen. So you can imagine just scrolling down on your phone. It's a very, very quick experience. No loss of functionality. Hopefully quicker conversions and more conversions for all of your online patrons. Your client consultant can turn this on at any time, so just have them go ahead and toggle that on for you. We can turn it on your test site if you want to take a look at it first, and then we can move it to your live site when you're ready. All right, what do we got next here? All right, so we got a new feature, actually a new format for your print at home tickets. So previously they were a PDF based, so they would generate and they would send to your patrons. Now it's a web-based print at home. So what it does is very similar to maybe like an airline ticket, but it'll send your patrons a link and it just opens up a web page. Let me see if I have an order here for you. Let's look this one up here.
Like from today.
So essentially, you'll never have to rebuild and resend a print at home ever again, because you're not going to be limited to customers that either have Adobe Acrobat Reader, a PDF reader, if it's updated or not updated. You're never going to have those issues anymore, because all it's going to do is just open up a web page for you. So let me get out of here. You're also going to have a little more flexibility as far as the design. It's going to look a little more, little better graphically. Your image sizes down here at the bottom are a little bit bigger. You're also going to have a QR code right on the print at home. So if they do forget to print the actual print at home ticket at home, they can easily access it on their account online, and then the patrons can just be scanned in using their phone. Another additional feature is going to be the print at home message down here at the bottom. Previously, it just automatically printed whatever you had in your important info box. So here, if you have something specific to this performance, this is a great place to put some additional information, and it's going to print only on these print at home tickets. One of my favorite new features of this as well is being able to preview the print at home ticket without actually placing an order. So you just hop into the performance here. And then there's the print at home tickets that are the print at home images that I'm putting on the tickets. Down here is that print at home message that I can customize, and then again here's the preview. So it's just going to bring up a new HTML window, a web window, allow you to preview it. You can print it from that window too as well. So if you do want to print it out and give it to anybody, you can do that as well. There is a mass apply button too. So if we do turn this on for you, you can go in actually right in here into access control. You can update your images, update your print at home message, and then easily apply it to all of your upcoming performances so that you don't have to do it individually. All right, so up next we have timed and trackable password sales. There's a couple of places that I want to show you here. Let's go ahead into Ben Folds.
I'm not on the camera, if you wondered.
So I'm going to go into access restrictions, click on a password. So the first portion of the enhancement is being able to have that performance password only active at a specific time. So you can either match the performance sale period, which is basically how it worked before, was that it would only be active for whenever you had your online sales dates. If I uncheck that, it opens up when I would like that restricted period to be. So for example, this is the performance sales date, so if I wanted it to be the day after to the next day. A great part of it too is the times here as well. So you can stop it at 10 p.m. or 11:59, restart it, another performance password at 12:01. There's also a restriction message that you can put in here for your patrons. So if you need to give them a little bit more information about maybe where to get the password or exactly what is happening. So when that performance password sale is happening, when the general public on sale is happening, any sort of information that may help your online customers, you can go ahead and pop that in right there. But you're still not restricted to just one password or anything like that. You can put in here as many as you like. And if these were real passwords, Lynn and I would get lots of tickets. So you would see that. The second portion of this is being able to track that performance use or the performance password use. So there's a report in Marketing and Sales, and it's called Performance Password Conversions. Let's go ahead and look up that Ben Folds performance. So if there were multiple passwords, let me just shrink this down. If there were multiple passwords, you'd see them over here that were used. So you would see Amy, Lynn, whatever the password is. The second column is your performance code. The third column is your total visits. So how many times that password was actually entered in to visit that event page. And then the fourth column is going to be how many orders were converted. So how many times folks entered in that password and then actually created an order out of that. So 2 people have visited, entered in that password, looked at the event, and then 1 person bought tickets. The last column over here is the total value of that order. So it's a really great feature to be able to see, again, an actual revenue associated with a specific password. So really great. Your promoters are going to love this, being able to track where folks are coming from, what passwords they're using, and then the associated value of those individual passwords. And then while I'm over there, this is also going to be available for you in that Access Restrictions tab of the performance. But it's being able to restrict credit card types for the specific performance sale. So if you had, for example, an Amex presale or a Visa presale, I think MasterCard does them sometimes too as well, but you would essentially restrict it per credit card type, and then you would select which credit cards the patrons are restricted to using. You can come in at any time and check those and save them. But again, great for those Amex presales and any other presales that you would like to implement. All right, so moving along, you know, we talk about, you know, Lynn talks about it all the time too as well, is there's nothing more important than your data, gathering that data, you know, building that patron profile. What we've done is enhance the walk-up checkout to also include those orders on a patron's file. So for example, if I was a walk-up patron, I'm getting some tickets quickly added to my cart. Previously, if I just clicked cash or credit card, it would just finish the order, spit out the tickets, and away I go. I'm an anonymous patron. Now, if the box office can at least just get my email address and enter that in there, if a patron file exists with that email address attached to it, this order will apply to that patron's file. So it's a good process to get into anyways. So if, you know, for example, if I had a patron file, this order would go onto the patron file. If I didn't have a patron file, it's still a great thing to have because that email address is going to be included in my marketing emails. So it's a really great process, especially if you have time to start having your box office go ahead and entering in email addresses. It's the same thing with your first, last name, and zip code. It's not going to create an order, but it will appear in marketing emails. So really great information to have. But now you're not going to lose out on knowing if I purchased a ticket because I walked up. I may be a repeat buyer, I'm always going online, but maybe I heard about something that day and I just showed up. Being able to capture that order and apply that to my file is going to be very, very handy. So I'm going to hop back into the performance here, and what we have is a great new anti-scalping tool. You can limit your patrons with the purchase amount of per tickets per performance. So if you have something going on sale, it's a hot ticket, and you want to limit your patrons to how many tickets they can buy, you'll just hop into pricing, and down at the bottom there's another little tab, and you click in there. And here are some purchase limits that we're going to take a look at. So over here on the right is the first one that I was just mentioning, the patron purchase limit. And what that's going to do is restrict me to how many tickets I can buy when I'm logging in with my account, how many tickets I can buy with that one account. Actually, how it does it is per email address. There's a nice message you can customize as well. It says that I've reached that purchase limit. So for example, if I have a promotion right here, and I want to limit my patrons to 4 of those. So once I buy 4 of this specific discount code, I'm not going to be allowed to buy any more under my patron profile. Below that is more of a convenience for your box office, but it's a performance patron limit. Actually, sorry, this is the 4 that I meant to put in. There we go. So it's more of a convenience for your box office, but it's a performance purchase limit. So I'm going to stay logged in over here with this promo, but where this will come in handy is, say you wanted to sell a promotional price, but you only wanted to sell 100 of them. You also didn't want to consistently come back every couple minutes and see if you've sold 100 and turn it off automatically. So you're going to put in 4 here, or let's do 100. So what this will do is, once I've sold 100 of this promotional price, the discount code will just automatically be disabled. You don't have to come in and manually uncheck it, manually disable it. It'll just automatically go off. So again, great for when you're only wanting to sell a specific amount of promotional price codes. But they're both found here. I'm going to go back out just so you can see where it is. So here's the pricing tab of the performance. And that's all the way down here at the purchase restrictions. But some great new tools. So the one-page checkout and the web-based print at home, just have your client consultant turn that on for you, and we can help you get all of that configured and set up if you need it. But both of those things will just automatically be turned on if you have us turn on. All the other features, they're just automatically on. So if you're wondering where all these things are, again, please contact your client consultant. We'd be happy to show you where they are, how they work. The help button too is, let me click it there. If you ever need any directions or manuals or want to know more about what we're talking about today, it's all going to be here in Bloomfire, which is the help desk. So you just click on it, just automatically signs you in, and you can search for items here. But that's it for the current solution. I didn't know, Lynn, if you wanted to pop in.
I do indeed. We had one question there about, can you limit password time? But then you answered it. And so we have some very happy people who are geeking out with that feature right there, as we knew. So see, some of the tools are really just designed to make the box office and the users, you guys, life as easy as we can. And then other times we have tools that are better and more geared for the patron experience. So, and honestly, this is a tiny sample. So again, as Amy said, if you forget that help menu is there, we're always putting the notes in there. You will also see from us that we are now emailing you again. If you've noticed that we had disappeared for a bit with the client newsletters, it was really a technical. This is kind of funny because we're a technology company, but we don't specialize in email software. So we simply had a change of hands in the marketing department, and our email platform we had been using to contact you regularly kind of disappeared. And we thought we'd get the new one set up quickly. We really should have just used MailChimp, or as I like to call it, MonkeyChimp. Just for fun. We should have just used that, but we kept thinking it would move a little faster. But we're up and running again with our own internal email software platform. So you'll be hearing from us not only about webinars and TF Live, you'll be getting product updates from Amy regularly, and the client newsletter will be back as well. So we're super excited about that. And Amy, you can always check questions if you like while I'm doing my little bit in between.
Oh, sure.
So thank you. There's a ton there. So Amy literally sent a list of like 25 different items she wanted to cover. I said, you do not have time for that. And I'm sure maybe some of you would like to do the extended version, but we're not doing that today. But come back here in TF Live, because in that product update, it'll be a full hour of updates again on both platforms. That's how we're moving forward, and so both of them will have updates, and it'll be a little more in depth. But I don't know if you mentioned, Amy, that with the current platform that you just showed, we no longer need to do scheduled updates and upgrades. So those are just happening, and actually that's how they're rolled out on both platforms. So if you've been with us for a while, you remember that you used to have to schedule an upgrade to get new features, and we kind of have to take you down for a while, bring you back up again. And that process is now ended. So these things are all available to you. I think the only thing that's a turn-on feature that you said today would be that easy one-page checkout. So everything else is just gets issued to you. And so that's why if you see something new, you can always ask your client rep about it, but you can also pop into this area where Amy just went so that you can get a good idea and maybe read the notes on how to use it and why we did something that we did. So anyway, remember TF Live is in just 3 weeks, and that's when we'll do our fuller, more in-depth product update. So now we're going to continue on. Amy's going to move on to the new enterprise platform, and we're beginning now our current client rollover process. And so we are just hiring a full-time implementation hero, as we're calling him, and we'll be announcing him as a new employee to TicketForce very, very shortly. But his only work will be to do new product implementations and then rolling over any existing clients that wish to make that change to the new platform. Of course, that'll be on a scheduled basis so that we can allocate resources towards it. But having somebody to dedicate fully towards that, and that team will actually grow to meet that need. So we're really excited about that. And again, it's been a lot of preparation in getting to that point where we're ready to now on a wide scale say, let's go and let's really give you an opportunity. So I'm going to pass it back to Amy again. I'll try to keep an eye on questions. I may stay logged in at this point, Amy, and jump in and make a comment here or there, but I'll try to leave you alone if I can. So go ahead and show us what you've selected today for the enterprise platform.
Absolutely. All right. Let me get rid of these two so these don't confuse me. So the first few things I'm going to focus on right now are going to be some great tools that you can implement for your online patrons. Again, as Lynn always mentions, we want you guys to sell more tickets. So these are going to be some great marketing tools that are easily implemented online to make your online patrons' lives hopefully a little bit easier. So on this event page here, before I go to the second page, the first thing I want to point out is what we have apparently lovingly referred to this box as the magic box. And the reason we call it the magic box is that it operates what we call entitlements. And entitlements is, for those of you on the current platform, are used to as your performance passwords, your coupon codes, pretty much any password that's going to block a specific price, specific seats, maybe access to an entire event or performance. The one magic box kind of operates all of that. So no matter what I'm entitled to, it's going to be unlocked throughout the purchase, essentially. But if I have a password, it's going to be entered in right in there. If I don't, I'm just going to click Get Tickets. And wait for the screen to catch up. So the second page is the seat selection page. I'm going to quickly put some tickets in my cart here. The second item that I want to show you is our Invite a Friend technology, and it's right here below the seat selection. So for reserved seating, what it's going to do is I'm going to get one adult ticket. Let's pop a junior ticket in my cart too as well. But then I want to save the 2 seats next to me. This is fully customizable, so if you would like this feature to only be turned on in maybe your higher level price categories or maybe your lower level price categories, VIP, it's customizable as far as how many seats you'd like them to be able to reserve. So if that's 1 or 2 or 10, you can also limit that. The other thing you can limit is this time frame that they're reserved for. So if you'd like that to be a short amount of time or a long period of time, and all of those things can be changed at any time too as well. What we're going to look at a little bit later is going to be this Insight dashboard that I have up here, and you'll be able to see your Invite a Friend holds at all times. So if there's a lot of them being held or a little, a small amount, you'll be able to kind of monitor that at any time. But then right below that is the delivery method, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that in. I'm good with where my seats are. And then I'm just going to log in real quick. So this page right here is the other thing that I definitely want to highlight, and this is our upsell page. The upsell page can really be used to sell anything non-ticket that you can think of. As you can see here, food and beverage vouchers, merchandise, parking passes, gift cards, meet and greet tickets, really anything you can think of can be put on this page. A great advantage to having this page available is they also have their own delivery methods. So obviously if I wanted to print my tickets at home or print my voucher at home, I might not be able to print a t-shirt from home. So this is going to let your online patrons know, or give you the opportunity basically to tell them what to do. How do I get this? Am I going to be able to print it at home? Can I redeem it on my phone? Do I need to go pick up a ticket? So if there's any delivery methods associated with these specific items, they would be here. It also gives you some really great inventory control as far as what you're selling. So if I had, for example, down here with small, medium, large, and extra large, I'm able to put in specific amounts. So how many smalls I have, how many mediums I have, and they'll sell a lot like tickets. So once the smalls run out, you know, there won't be any smalls for sale online. I can quickly add either of these or any of these items that are on here to my basket. As you can see, it just adds them. Updates my total down here at the bottom. I don't have to go back to the cart. I don't have to go shop around for anything else. It just automatically updates my transaction total. And then I would just go to my payment page.
So Amy, having that additional screen instead of a cart call out, we've seen really good results with that as far as more people buying and converting. Is it in like 70% more of conversion or something like that? Do you recall?
I don't know the percentage, but I do know it's 5 times higher. So they have a 5 times more likely to add things to their cart because they don't have to go back and shop around.
Right, and we're not losing them, and we can also present multiple items. So I know that's something that a lot of times people are wanting to say, hey, I wanted to put parking on there, but I also wanted to present, you know, food and those types of things. So I'm not limited to just one item when I'm using the upsells, correct?
Right, exactly.
That's excellent. Love it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So those are some items that are obviously a great benefit to your online patrons. Before we move on though too, obviously invite a friend. I probably don't have to explain the benefit for you as an organization. You know, if Lynn and I go to concerts all the time together and I'm always the one buying the tickets, you know exactly who I am and what I like to go to and what I like to attend, but you have no idea who Lynn is. With invite a friend, I can buy my ticket, not have Lynn owe me money, not have to show up at the venue together. She doesn't have to Venmo me or anything. We can. I
do Venmo though, so that's good.
So this way, we can have 2 completely separate orders. A benefit for you again as the organization is it's going to unlock seats for that patron, and they're going to go on the whole order all on their own. So you're still going to have their patron file. They're going to be adding things to their patron file separately, but you can still guarantee that Lynn and I can sit together, and she won't owe me money. So this is the Insight dashboard. It's a great tool to be able to look at multiple events all in one place, visually, really getting that aspect of looking at those things together, being able to monitor. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit there. There we go.
Amy, I'm going to go back to just a quick question from Anthony Gonzalez. Are the add-ons for the performance, can you do different ones for different performances, or are they the same across all events? If I want to do parking, can I just do parking on some events and not others or performances?
Absolutely, yeah. Sorry.
So that's like a performance-specific add-on that you can do. Obviously, if you're going to sell a Keith Urban T-shirt, you're only going to put that on a Keith Urban event.
Exactly.
I think, hopefully that's answering your question, Anthony.
Thanks for keeping an eye on it.
He said it's the other way around. And that they're getting echoes when we talk to each other, so I'll be a little more quiet. So Anthony's saying, are the add-ons per performance, or can he have something that automatically goes across all events? So it's the other way around. Can he, or would he have to add it to each event separately?
The way they're set up is we actually hard code them together. So really the opportunities for the flexibility on that are kind of endless. I don't see why that would be a problem. So just real quick too on the Insight dashboard, it's mobile friendly as well. So it's completely web-based. So anytime, any device, as long as it has internet access, you can log in, create your own watch lists. Another great opportunity for the use of the Insight dashboard is actually for your external users too as well. So your promoters, your renters, maybe folks higher up in your organization, one time a year events, that type of thing. So folks that you don't really want to have access to the whole entire thing, but you don't really want to be automating big reports or sending them big reports all the time. They just want to kind of take a look at some of their ticket sales. This is a great tool to be able to give them that. They can see only their events if they want. You can allow them to see more than that. And then anybody in your organization can also have a dashboard. How it works is off of watch lists, and you can create as many watch lists as you want, so every user can have whatever they'd like to have. You know, all your country shows together in one spot, or all of your season, or a whole run of a specific event. Whatever you kind of want to look at together in one place. So I just have some demo events here. Sadly, my state fair is not selling so hot these days, but you can see along the top, this is going to be your tickets sold today, your DIBs, which are tickets in transition, so those in process of being bought, your avails, which are your unsold tickets, your tickets today, your tickets total, your revenue today, your revenue total, and then your active users. And I have a really funny story about these active users. So I have 2 of them right now. They're right here. You can see my active users. They're populating down here below. I have 1 in Arizona, which is me. Thanks, Chris. So Chris is up there looking at that event page for me right now. So you can see they're going to be per event page over here on the right, and then they're going to total it up. So you're going to see folks that are in the process of buying tickets right now. These are my tickets here. And then over here on the right are the folks that are looking at those event pages right now currently. This little sales block in the middle, there's a couple of different ways of kind of filtering it. You can look at your tickets today, tickets total, your revenue today or revenue total, and then you can break it down even further by channel, refer, state, or customer segment. On my demo events, I obviously don't have any really great data, but what this refer traffic does is tracks where people are coming from to view these event pages. So essentially a more reliable heard about us, being able to really track where people are coming from. So you'll see, you know, facebook.com, you'll see m.facebook.com for Facebook mobile. You can see if you had an ad placed on a magazine's website or a radio station's website, you would see that URL too as well. The great part about having this little tab over here on the left is that it's going to track that referral traffic, but then associate either a percentage, so an amount of tickets, or a dollar amount. So you can really kind of track, start to track that ROI of those marketing dollars, where they're going out, what they're buying, if it's really working, and if it's selling enough tickets, if it's generating enough revenue.
Now, was that your funny story, Amy, or did you forget to tell us?
My funny story was Chris.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So over here on the left is just another seat status block, being able to kind of just see a quick summary. So my sales, my holds, my comps. And then again, as we were kind of looking at earlier, is all those invited friend holds. So it's going to be really helpful to be able to see how many people are actually holding those seats, if it's tying too much, you know, too much of your inventory up, or if maybe you want to increase where or the amount of seats that I can reserve in the invited friend functionality. You can also further break it down by price type or by hold type. If you have multiple price categories, just push this little arrow here. And it's going to break it out per price category, and then the individual categories we see over here on the left as well. A great feature too about this block and then the block in the middle is that if you do see any information that you want to export and print out or show somebody or save, you can do that right here with these little buttons, the CSV ones. And then, were there any questions on that, Lynn? Did you see anything come up? So before I kind of wrap up this portion of it, I do want to kind of just wrap up the Insight dashboard by saying this is totally free. It's included in the solution. It's integrated. It's real time. As you can see, I asked Chris about 30 minutes ago to hop on that web page. So it's completely real time, integrated, as well as free for you and any external users that you'd like to have set up.
And you know, you may not be aware, but there are, you know, a few other solutions out there that do offer similar dashboard reporting. All of them that we have seen in the market are actually a charge. So it's either a big hefty setup charge and or a subscription fee each month. So this is an integrated feature that comes along with your platform. They're asking, how do they set up folks with Insight? So just to be clear, Kathleen, this is part of the new enterprise product, so I'm sure you understand that. But Amy, what's it like to get users set up with Insight once you're up and rolling on the new platform? So we had a little technical problem with Amy, so she's going to use my computer, and I'm going to just back off and let her finish out. I'm going to let her finish out on my computer.
I'm going to be looking at myself. This is really weird. All right. Yeah. That's okay. Okay, great. All right, so let's take a look at some of these questions. So do I understand you can do it with scores? So the upsell page also to Kathleen, this is going to be available on the new enterprise software. So being able to do the upsell page is not available on the current platform. That's on the enterprise platform. And that's also where you'll find Insight as well. Let me see if there was any other questions. I just wanted to make sure we got everything. Well, we could just take, you just want to take the headphones out? Okay, Lynne's going to come back now. So we had Amy's computer actually crashed right there at the end. So went to the famous Lenovo blue screen. So that's what happened there. So tons of fun. Thank you all for your patience. Just another reminder, she had a slide to again remind you about TF Live coming up the week of November 7 to 13. So it's about in 3 weeks from today, we'll be right in the middle of that. And if you've not participated in TF Live before, what it is each day we will have a separate webinar similar to these, but with really in-depth. It's as if you were coming to a client conference here in Phoenix, and we were putting all this onto one day for you. But because there's no travel costs, and you don't have to take your staff out of working and try to get them here and do hotels and all of that, we bring it to you 100% virtually. And to not take up a whole day from you, we put one session on each day. So keep an eye out for that. We've got a fantastic marketing panel. We're actually going to be interviewing one-on-one Greg Fahey, who is the general manager of SoftTix, which is one of our new technology partners. And he travels the world literally and is an incredible expert on ticketing technologies. So those of you that like to geek out on what's coming up, what's going on in Europe, what's going on in Australia, it'll be fantastic so that you'll be able to really we'll have a good conversation. So I love the interaction, the questions, all of that. Please come prepared for that. And again, I'm most excited about Maureen Anderson, the CEO of Intix. We may be cooking up something special for you, so if you're not a member of Intix, keep that in mind. But she has taken over at the helm there just about a year ago, and she's going to be bringing you a fantastic talk. And just trust me, she's interesting, exciting, relevant. So again,
you register for TF Live because that makes you eligible for prizes. And then, what is it, a GoPro something? Yeah, it's something that the kids have. They're laughing at me. I'm getting the stink eye from Sean in our marketing department. Yes, it's a GoPro, and that's a pretty great grand prize. But also, if you remember last year, if you registered, we do send you out like a little pre-box so that it's just kind of some fun stuff that'll come your way, so that you feel like you're registering for a real conference, because we do everything virtual. So again, thanks so much for today. We did record this. By registering, you'll get an update to the recording. Anybody else on your team, we post these on our channel as well. So TicketForce, YouTube/TicketForce. So those all get posted there, and you'll also get the link so that you can watch later. So any other questions that you have, please shoot a note to Amy at TicketForce, AMI@ticketforce.com. And she can get you the answers that you maybe didn't get today. So thanks so much. We've loved having you, and thanks for bearing with us. In the little technical glitch and fun that we had today, thank God for 2 computers, or this would have ended rather abruptly. So thanks so much. Have a good rest of the day, and we really look forward to seeing you all virtually at TF Live in about 3 weeks. Thanks.